Hello everyone, William here. This is a quick unboxing video of a card that I wish I bought years ago, just because it's gone up in price quite recently. And that leads me to a topic I wanted to briefly talk about, which is it worth buying the most expensive card for your collection straight away? Or is it better to get the cheaper cards for your collection? But I'll try and open this up on camera first. I got this at a auction from it's a UK site called Ungraded. They generally just deal in raw cards. And it is God of War and Sylveon GX. From what I saw online, it looked from the pictures, looked in pretty decent condition. Really no whitening as such. This is one of those cards that I find is faked a lot. Well, you can find fakes quite often on eBay, but they're generally very easy to tell just because they don't have the texture and are very shiny. Yeah, I would say this is in pretty good condition. I'm not planning to grade it, so I'm not too concerned, but I still like to try and get cards in good condition. I wasn't playing at this time, but I did hear that the God of War Sylveon said GX attacks could be good, but it was hard to set up since you need about 6 fairy energy. Anyway, that leads me on to a topic, which was, is it worth buying expensive cards first for your collection? And in some ways, I think it depends, especially now that the market is so hot and hyped with certain things going up in price, such as this tag team. And if I got this in 2020, it would have been probably a fifth of the price. And so, in some ways, it's really hard to know if it's worth buying an expensive card first, because unless you have a time machine, the card can go flat or it could go high, although everything nowadays just seems to be going high. And also, I think it depends on what your collection goals are. For me, I think it probably would have made sense to try and get this card early on, because if I'm trying to get every God of War card, God of War only really has two cards that are, I would say, expensive. There's this one and it's how to pause the video. This is from Dark Explorers, the shiny God of War. It's a secret rare God of War. So if I was really just interested in completing a God of War collection, probably would have made sense to get these two cards first and then buy the cheaper ones later. Especially since Pokemon like God of War has so many cards. But for other collection goals, such as that are more broad, such as I like to collect trainers, I find it's a bit more nuanced to try and get all the expensive cards for those, because there are so many cards. I find if you should probably try and buy all the expensive ones, you might get burnt out spending hundreds of pounds or dollars on cards, on collecting, when you would only have maybe a couple of cards at a time. So I think it's a good idea to balance it out to see what's worth buying at the time, and also sometimes it's just worth to see if there's actually a good deal. I'm more of a trainer card collector, so my Pokemon collection's generally on the back foot in that regard, but now I have two of these and I think my God of War collection should be a bit easier. Although God of War gets so many cards, I don't really see myself collecting all of them. I think I'll try and have a cutoff point. Maybe after the Scarlet and Violet era, I'll just go backwards from there. Speaking of God of War, I think this is the only Sylveon card I have now currently in my collection. I sold off all my Radiant collection cards, the Sylveon GX, since got a bit too pricey for me and it wasn't really in line with what I was collecting, but kind of nice to have one kind of a Sylveon cameo now. I might have a Sylveon card in bulk somewhere, but I'll have to look for one and see. Anyway, so that's all for this video, and thanks for watching.